Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and you're watching Paleo 101. We're talking about fossils, minerals, everything recorded in the Earth's rocks. Today, I wanted to talk about my experience with the Southeastern Geological Society of America meeting that was hosted in Charleston, South Carolina. And I gotta tell you, it was one of the best experiences of my life. I had the most amazing time being at that conference. Um, I really had a great time traveling to the conference. I traveled with my friend Gene and his girlfriend, and we had a great time just traveling out. It took a while for us to get to Charleston, South Carolina, but we were able to make it in time. The hotel was fantastic. It was such a beautiful hotel that we went to. We went to the Francis Marion Hotel in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was an absolutely beautiful hotel. I really had a great time being there. I really had a great time being in the hotel. I haven't been in a hotel for a very long time. I haven't really traveled that much being in a hotel for a very long time, and so it was absolutely great. I met so many different people at the southeastern section meeting. It was so much fun meeting all the different paleontologists, meeting all the different geologists. Some paleontologists and geologists I knew right off the bat who had no idea that I was going to be there. So it was really good to see like paleontologist George Phillips from the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science. It was really good to see Andy Heckert from the Appalachian State of North Carolina. It was so good to see Andrew Reinsberg, who's an ichnologist, I believe, at the University of Alabama, if I'm not mistaken by that. He's a great paleontologist and ichnologist that I know through Dr. Tony Martin, who's at Emory University in Georgia. And I met so many different paleontologists and geologists that day. They had an entire session that was on the last day of the southeastern section that was all paleontology. I met Dr. Sarah and Dr. Bobby Bostenecker. They're both paleontologists who work on marine mammals. Bobby Bostenecker really works on whales, and Sarah kind of works on more of the other marine animals like walruses and things of that nature. And so I got to meet them. They were very excited to meet me, and I was very excited to meet them. I was even able to go into their lab, to go into their fossil collections, to even go into their lab at the Mace Brown Museum, where they had a great fossil collection and a great exhibit with different kinds of fossils and marine mammals and a little bit of dinosaur material and a great deep time exhibit. It was really awesome. I saw Dr. Bobby Bostenecker. He's a paleontologist again who works on cetaceans, who works on whales. He has described so many different whales in the Charleston area, and he is definitely an expert, a subtle expert for that particular field in cetacean marine paleontology and coastal marine vertebrate paleontology. He's definitely one of the go-to people. And he has described so many different species of different whales, and he has described and has written so many different papers. And so I actually got to see him soak a block of limestone, I believe, and he soaked it in this acid. I think it was vinegar, and he soaked it for about maybe a few months or so, and he started cleaning it. And the cool thing about the fossil he was cleaning was actually it was a whale skull, a disarticulated whale skull, and he was soaking in it in vinegar for about a few weeks, or I'm sorry, for about a few months. And he told me that this is a newly described whale fossil. So this is a species that hasn't been described, and it was really cool to see that it's a species that's new to science. And that particular cetacean, that whale, is new. Is the group of that particular whale, of that particular cetacean, is new as well. And so seeing a specimen of a fossil of a whale being hasn't been new to science, it hasn't been written up and been introduced to the world, and me being the first one of the first people to see that particular fossil that hasn't been described yet was absolutely amazing to see. Again, I presented my poster, I believe, on March 28th, and it was fantastic. I was a little nervous because this was my first poster session, so I didn't necessarily know or didn't really know what to expect. But people said I did a really good job on talking about my poster and explaining what we were talking about. I got to see other posters as well. I got to see so many different posters on paleontology, but also on different things like water resources and other things with hard rock geology, like metamorphic geology and metamorphic and igneous petrology as well. So it was really interesting. Even though that my focus is more in line with paleontology and deep time geology, I really got to see some other posters. There were different little booths out there. I have my hat here that says the Geological Society of America. I was very happy to get that to represent the GSA, and I finally got a scale so I can photograph and put near my specimens if I want to photograph anything. A nice little scale to put next to specimens if I'm ever out in the field, to show a little bit of how big that specimen or how small that specimen is. So I really wanted something like that. And on the back, it's got a great geological time scale. So that was really cool. This is one of the posters. I'm sorry, this is one of the brochures that I got. And it really talks about all the various talks that were going to be at GSA. I went to a really good amount of talks. I went to a lot of the paleo talks. I went to a lot of the education outreach talks, and they were a lot of fun. Again, I had such a great time being there, meeting all the geologists, meeting all the paleontologists, meeting Dr. Jennifer Bauer, who's now at the Florida Natural History Museum. She's a paleontologist who works on, or her undergrad, and I think her graduate research worked on echinoderms and specifically blastoids, and so that was really cool. And so I finally met her for the first time, Dr. Jennifer Bauer. I met so many different other paleontologists and geologists. I can't stress how much I've met them. I met so many different, and I also met new people as well. I have made so many different connections, and I met a lot of different people, people who were just as passionate, just as in depth, just as passionate as paleontology and science about than I was, and it was really cool to finally meet them for the first time, and being introduced to those wide range of scientists that will later help me into my future career as becoming a historical geologist and paleontologist. It definitely gave me a lot to think about in regards to my future career and what I want to do with my life. And I definitely want to surround my career with paleontology and become a historical geologist and a paleontologist. It's basically my passion and my goal to reach in my life. And it was amazing to see those scientists, to meet them, speak with them for the first time, and even help me out in them giving advice for where I want to do in the future. So again, it was one of the most amazing experience of my life. I had some great food out in South Carolina. There were two paleontologists who took me out to lunch. It was really cool. I met so many different people. Again, I can't stress on how much I've met so many different people, and people that I knew from Georgia, like Dr. Pamela Gore. I met Dr. Christy Visaggi. I've known her for quite some time. I met Dr. Pamela Gore for quite some time. I met Dr. Patricia H. Kelly, who was an ichnologist and paleontologist that I've been following on social media. Dr. Tony Martin, of course, was there. He's a good friend of mine and a paleontologist and ichnologist at Emory University. And I met I can't stress on how many scientists I met. It's insane. I met Dr. Victor Perez, who studies the evolution of sharks, specifically with megalodon, Carcharocles megalodon or Otodes megalodon, and however else you want to say it. For all the shark paleontologists out there, I met marine biologists who presented their posters on marine biology, specifically with sharks. Her name is Fav, and she's a really good person. I met I met Samantha Oken, who's a paleontologist at the Florida Museum, who works on echinoderms as well. There's so many different paleontologists who worked on echinoderms. But there were also some paleontologists who were specifically studying vertebrate paleontology. It was amazing, and I can't wait to present at another event, and hopefully maybe even get to go to not GSA, well GSA again, but SVP, Society of Vertebrate Paleontology. I think that would be pretty cool. So this is my first scientific conference, and I really can't wait to do this again. This has been amazing. I miss South Carolina. I miss the paleontologists and the various geologists and scientists that I've met there. And I know this is not going to be my last one. This is my first one, but it certainly won't be my last conference to present and to be at. And so I'm very happy that I was part of this event. Thank you so much for everybody who funded me. I could not have done this without you. You guys helped me fund this trip. You guys helped me out with the food. You guys helped me out with the poster and spreading this event. So I want to thank you, everybody, for helping donate and helping me get to this event. I could not have done this without you guys. And so I really greatly appreciate everybody for helping me fund this event for me and being able to being at this conference for the very first time. This has been just an amazing time, and I can't wait to do it again. So I want to appreciate everybody who donated and shared my GoFundMe page, and everybody who shared the Patreon to help me fund this event. It was amazing, and I thank you, everybody who shared this event. This is Paleo 101, and I'll see you later with another video.